You already had that.
Hello, Cowboy fan, and welcome to the DLLS Cowboys Podcast. Today, how many rookies are going to make an immediate impact on this team? How good will the offensive line and the run defense be? And also, at OTAs, what are we watching for? Joe Hoyt is out there, and a future Hall of Famer says that the Cowboys had one of the worst off seasons of all time. Let's party on our podcast, eh? It starts meow. All right, what's up, everybody? Thank you for being here on the DLLS Cowboys Podcast. Please mash that like button while you're here. We do appreciate you. We got a full darn show for you today, believe it or not, and I'd like to apologize in advance for one aspect of the show. I didn't know. I didn't see it. Jesse Holley noticed when he walked in. I didn't notice. And Clarence pounded a whole 5-hour energy. Yep. So just know that I apologize.
We apologize.
But we'll see. Welcome into the show. My name is Jeff. Next to me is former Cowboys wide receiver, Jesse Holley.
Oh, Jesse Holley went 77 yards. It must be a reality show.
Dan Myers. Well, you cannot beat Dan to be first in the chain.
You gave a beautiful tribute yesterday that no one heard. Would you like to do it again today?
Oh, well, we dedicated yesterday's show to my grandmother. Her birthday was Sunday, but we didn't do a show Sunday, so I did it on Monday. But my mic was off, and so I wanted to say happy birthday to my grandmother. She is the woman who raised me. She is the woman in my rock. She's my best friend. She is the reason I am who I am today. Whether you believe that's a good thing or a bad thing, I think it's a good thing. And so wanted to dedicate yesterday's show, today's show too, to Yvonne Holley, my grandmother.
Good job.
And I would like to dedicate today's show to Rafael Nadal or Jefferson Davis. One or the other.
No clue who Jefferson Davis is.
You don't know Jeff Davis? You don't really want to do Jeff Davis.
We'll go with Nadal. We're going to go with Nadal.
We're not going to do Jeff.
We're going to go with
We're
Nadal.
not going to do Jefferson Davis.
That picture looks. And he's from Kentucky. That looks.
You don't want to do Jeff.
He was the president of the Confederate States.
You don't want to do
America.
Jeff Davis, so just let it go.
I'm good.
Well, I was just looking for famous people with today's birthday, and I'd like to apologize to anyone.
Well, I almost said Juneteenth. We're not celebrating Jeff Davis, okay?
It's on the 19th, by the way.
It's almost Juneteenth.
It's on the 19th. Next to Jesse is a man that we've already apologized for, but we'll see how it goes. He is wired on life and a 5-hour energy. The great and powerful Clarence Hill. Hey! Wait a minute!
Clarence Hill just can't stop. Breaking news, you gotta hop in Club Pop.
Who looks like they're on 5-hour energy right now? Those two are me.
We can turn
Those two are me. I just want to let the record show, please.
Fine.
My cat is still missing. My daughter's cat is still missing. Send my cat. My daughter just dropped down me on Facebook. My dad lost my cat.
Well,
And she didn't even go on Facebook, so she did it on purpose. She don't, she's one of the young people that she checks Facebook once every 2-3 weeks.
you tell her if you had a house, you could put that cat there and I wouldn't lose your cat. Go and get you
You had your own place.
If you had your own place. It's an emotional support cat, except she leaves it every weekend with me. She's going out of town. Why can't you take the cat with you?
She needs you to be emotionally supporting it. The cat may need emotional support on the weekend. That's why she leaves it with you.
Kerry Matthews is in the super chat. Freak Jesus. Jeff, I still want to believe in Super Bowl bound, but Pop doesn't put salt in the Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
And that's tough.
Better than pee.
And that's tough. Okay, don't do that.
I'm saying.
We're going to start off today's show with a game of Cowboys true or false, yes or no, yay or nay, poo or Duke. I don't know what else to call it.
Can I ask one question?
Yeah.
Kerry, in the words of Jesse Holley, you want me to pee in your eye and tell you it's raining?
The lovely Yvonne Holley told me that one.
Yvonne told you.
Yeah, she did.
Yvonne told her that. I'm saying.
She told me that.
Or as Keith said, you want me to pee down your back and tell you it's raining? I mean, or you want the truth?
I think it's about 50-50 that the Cowboys win the Super Bowl this year. It's about 50-50.
He learned
That's
his
up.
lesson.
Yeah, yeah.
Up from where you used to be.
Coin flip. Either they will or they won't. I could see it going either way.
I think it's about 32 other, 31 other.
You think it's whatever 1 of 32 is about the odds? Yeah. Well, this could change things. This is question number 1 in Cowboys True or False. Whereas our buddy Zach and Eric, I believe, came up with this one at the Fan. True or fart?
Yes.
That was true or fart.
Are we copying the Fan now?
I'll copy anybody, but I'll shout them out. See, that's the difference
Are
in
y'all
my
back
world.
Good? Y'all back good? Y'all good? You know, there was a time when y'all wasn't good.
I got no problem with
You
anybody.
and the Fan wasn't good at one point.
I have no problem with anybody over
They had
there.
a fine problem with you.
I had a wonderful 12 years there.
So they had
I decided that
somebody
I
had a
was
problem with you.
done there. I got into a real Micah situation.
Micah. Oh, so you
And I
had
decided
problem.
I was going to dip.
So-
And nobody had a problem except for maybe 1 or 2 people.
Okay, so somebody did have a problem
But I
with you.
talked to most people over there and we're friends.
Okay, I just
Everybody won.
Okay.
Everybody won. They got to take my monies, give it to Zach and Eric, wonderful people that
Yes.
deserved it.
Yes.
That was great. I got more monies, and I don't have to work as much.
It's true.
Life's
Good
great.
job.
If I had been just a little bit more patient, no.
You want to cuss
I
out
should have
Mickey?
told you. I should have told you what I was thinking.
yeah,
Huh?
you should have told.
Well, you still had the one thing that got you kind of.
That was never going to change.
3 Cowboy rookies will make an immediate impact on this team. True or false? 3. And you can walk me through your thought process.
Okay, my thought process.
1 is easy, right?
True or false?
My thought process is this first before I get to individual.
Yeah.
What is an impact? Is impact playing or impact making a difference, making an impact?
An
So
impact-
getting on the
impact,
field
know
don't
what an
mean
impact-
playing.
That ain't impact.
I just want because people
Getting
think,
on the field,
Is
playing, and not sucking.
You know what impact is.
Like if you're playing, like, okay, let's just say Jaden Blue. If Jaden Blue plays the second most snaps at running back, he's making an impact.
Yeah. So I would say that the over under is 2, not 3.
Well, you're setting it over under. I'm asking you yes
True
or
or
no.
false. That's what I'm saying.
I know. True.
Would you
for-
take the over on your own too?
I would not.
Okay. So
If I was a
you're
betting
saying
man,
false
I-
is what you're saying.
Yeah. You said what was your initial question?
True
3
or false?
3 Cowboy
No,
rookies
no,
will make
not-
an immediate impact.
No, not 3.
Tyler Booker, right?
Tyler Booker's a no-brainer.
And then
Tyler Booker and a bunch of maybes.
No, I believe. I believe Donovan Ezeraku is going to make an impact.
okay.
But I do think it's false that it's going to be 3.
So that's it. 1 and 2.
I got 2.
You're taking away my guy.
Now what I just said.
Our guy is going to make an impact.
Who's our guy?
Jaden Blue.
I don't believe in it. We're putting a lot
He
of
catching 50 balls.
We're putting a lot.
50 balls?
He catching 50
The
balls.
way he treats
No,
a
don't
7th round pick, Toya,
Yeah.
y'all putting a lot of pressure on a 5th round pick.
No,
to
okay.
make an immediate
Okay.
impact. That's a lot of pressure that you're putting on a guy that was taken in the 5th round.
But can I talk to you for a second?
Yeah, sure you can.
I want to talk to
I
you.
don't
for-
have to listen.
You
but
don't
can
have to.
talk.
You don't have to.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk at you then.
Okay.
So you draft hating right now.
I'm draft hating.
He's not
Yeah,
draft hating.
or
He's not
draft
draft hating.
hating.
I get it. Any given day 3 pick, don't bet on. It's not a good bet.
Right.
But running back is the easiest spot as a rookie to make an impact. And there are day 3 guys every year that step in if somebody gets hurt or whatever and play. And I think such a big part of it and how I try to figure out who my 3 are is not just where you were picked, but where you were picked and what else is there. Like Donovan Ezeraku, 2nd round pick. I think he's a good player. I think he can rush the passer well as a rookie. But is he going to take a ton of snaps and Dante Fowler is going to be watching him play? Or is he like, I think the depth chart challenges Ezeraku some.
Yes.
But when I look at the running back depth chart, maybe it's just a reflection of what I think of Javonte Williams and Miles Sanders. Like, I just don't think there's anything blocking him from making an impact.
Okay, so can I talk?
I'm happy.
back to you?
I'm happy to listen.
Okay, so
Clarence, are you okay with that? If we go 1-2-1,
yeah, go
yeah,
1
yeah,
2
1,
1.
2,
Go 1 2 1.
okay.
so and I understand what you're saying as far as how the running back plays into that.
Thank you.
But I look at it as Ezeraku is a player where you don't like in the NBA. You talk about a guy that you don't have to make plays for.
I found out who's in the finals today.
Yeah, like Ezeraku, you don't have to like he's gonna do one specific thing very well.
Yeah.
I don't have to scheme for it. I don't have to work him into the system.
Yeah.
Hey, he's here. Go. Offensively, now here's where the trick comes into play. Offensively, because when you look at Brian Schottenheimer in how do I control and orchestrate and conduct this offense, right?
PTB2.
I'm going to have my quarterback, but now I have to make sure because there is a narrative, and whether you want to believe the narrative or not, CeeDee Lamb will get the bulk of the looks when it comes to the passing game. Yes?
Oh, for sure.
Now I have to figure out a way as a play caller is how do I incorporate, because if I don't incorporate George Pickens into this motion of what we got going on, could lose him early. Could lose him.
I don't know. I heard that he's the perfect teammate.
Could lose him early.
We don't know why Pittsburgh traded him.
Could lose him if I don't get him involved. Then there's also another guy who's trying to make a comeback. You think Jake Ferguson's not nudging somebody going, hey, Dak, hey, Shotty, like
I don't know he nudging. He ain't on the football team.
That's a good point. That's a great point. That's a great point. That's a touchdown. That's a touchdown. That's a touchdown.
It's good.
It's good. It's good. Drive that point home. But I got to get Jake Ferguson the ball, and then I have to find some way to establish the running game. Now, whether that's Javonte, whether that's Miles, whether that's Blue, Maffa, whoever it is, there's a lot of components that go into play that I think early on with Brian Schottenheimer trying to put together a roadmap of what this offense will look like. I think sometimes adding him to the mix because he's not the lead back. So everything that I do for Jaden Blue has to be, I have to incorporate it. It's not like he's going to get 30 snaps where, all right, you may not get the first couple times, but now you'll get into a rhythm of things. I have to get him on the field, and when he's on the field, I have to call set plays for him. It's all about finding where I can call those set plays for him to have a successful impact. Not just playing, but have an impact is the question that you went with. Mm-hmm. So that's my take on it.
Can I tell you?
Oh no! It's 1, 2, 3, not 1, 2, 1, 1. You want to do it? I'm gonna throw this water bottle at you. I'm gonna throw it. This table got 15 minutes in it, and Justin took up 10. Now you want to come over here? No, don't talk. I'm gonna throw this water bottle. Don't play with me. Don't play with me.
Hey,
I'm gonna throw it. It's 1, 2, 3, not 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1.
Hey.
Go ahead.
Churros.
I don't want to talk.
Churros. Come on, Shaq. I don't have a Barclays. I just want to sneak this in real quick.
You just being sensitive. I'm gonna come put some of these on you. Thing like sensitive hell.
I think Jaden Blue will end up being the lead back. I'm just gonna throw it out there. I'm just throw it out there. Maybe not in week 1, but that's what I think of the guys in front of him. And I think he brings more than people pretend as a runner. Like it's not like you can't hand it to him 15 times.
I think Jaden Blue's gonna play a lot, but again, the issue is. And you actually had it in your answer, is because of also who's in front of him.
Yeah, that's important.
And so
Revel might make an impact.
Again, that's why I asked the question initially. What's an impact? Is the impact getting on the field, or is the impact making a difference? The impact actually doing something. Because, yes, some of these guys go in the field because they got nobody else.
Yeah.
And you have nobody else to play. So they're going to get a lot of snaps. They're going to get a lot of time. Is it going to make a difference in winning and losing? So that's why I was trying to answer, what does impact mean to you? Because that's my problem with a lot of this stuff is because, the guy going to play. Yeah, Toya has to play.
You know who's going to make an impact? Toya.
They have no backup defensive tackle. It's a rotation. Toya. He has to play. Does that mean he's making an impact? No, not to me, unless they actually make a difference in stopping the run. But getting on the field, rotating snaps is not what I'm talking about. That's not the goal here.
That's not the impact to me.
Yeah, that's not
playing,
the
impact. But impact means what you said earlier.
Yeah.
Getting out there, making some – does the defense or offensive scouting report have your name on it? That's impactful to me.
Yeah. Just playing doesn't count. Like Jordan Phillips didn't make an impact last year because he played. Right. He got abused because he played.
Or any other defensive tackle that played.
Yeah.
They played, but did they have an impact?
All of them.
So that's the question. And again, you're rooting for the rookie class. Certainly you want their high hopes. Everybody has high hopes for Toya. Everybody has high hopes for Revel. But again,
why'd you do that body language for Revel? Like you have some doubts.
I don't have doubts.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
He's just tired of being told he's healthy and ready and going.
Yes, you do. You have doubts. Well, you have ACL, mental and physical doubts.
No. See, I've been doing this a long time. What? So again, being on the field and being an impact player, because people think he's going to be that 3rd-round pick, shutdown corner, future starter as soon as he gets on the field. And that's the only thing I have doubts. I will have no doubt that he'll be on the field, cleared and ready to play. The question is, how well will he play? Will he be at his Revel best? And that's my only pushback, is that my experience covering the game, having ACL, daughter having ACL, covering ACLs, is that you're not at your confident best your first year back.
No, I agree with you.
I think he's going to the Hall of Fame.
His first year.
Yeah, I think they're going to change the Hall of Fame rules.
He's going to make that kind of level.
Put him in.
He's going to have a Bland and Diggs at their best impact this year.
I think between the regular season and the postseason, they'll announce that he's made the Hall. We got through one question out of the
Oh, it was more than one.
That was one question.
Oh,
Yeah, I had 5.
well, bring him on over.
We'll see what happens. We also have Joe Hoyt out at OTAs. Tell him something. Joe is out there at the Star. We're going to check in with him next.
cut
Get
him
the
short.
very latest. Yeah, we'll cut him short. It'll be
Cause
great.
we got some info about OTAs too.
Info about OTA? We got some stuff for you. The very latest next on the DLLS Cowboys podcast.
The spring weather is here. The sun is out. The guns are out. And you want to make sure that your eyes are covered properly. That's right. Covered properly with a pair of Shady Rays. And today, if you go to ShadyRays.com and use the promo code DLLS, you can get a pair of polarized sunglasses for 35% off. Now, Shady Rays have many different styles. You like the aviators, you like the wraparounds, you like the big ones the young kids are wearing. All the cool styles that you need, Shady Rays has them. There will not be a style that you like that Shady Rays does not have on their website. All you have to do is go find them. Any color, any style, for any size, face, or head. Some of y'all got big heads. Don't worry about it. Shady Rays will take care of you. Nah, I'm just saying. Some of y'all.
People have big heads.
People do have big heads. Put your finger down.
I'm
man.
7 3/8.
Yeah. Shady Rays got you covered, man. If you don't like them, you break them, or you lose them, they'll replace them for free. Over 300,000 people have said that they're the best. Head over to ShadyRays.com, use the promo code DLLS, and get 35% off a pair of polarized glasses today.
I'd like to hit you with an important announcement about what I'm doing right after the show and what you probably need to do as well.
You
It'll
got
be
to do
lunchtime,
this.
and I got to tell you, Wendy's Frosties. You might already be a Frosty eating son of a biscuit. You might be, but if you're not, I'd like to tell you a secret. It's not a secret. I'm advertising it. Frosty, new flavors at Wendy's, and boy howdy,
Man,
they partnered up with some monsters.
I love it.
Like you can go get a vanilla Frosty if you want.
Are you a fried dipper thing in your Frosty?
A fried dipper thing?
Yeah, people like dip their
dip the fries
in the Frosty.
No, I don't
think
like
that's
the,
wild.
I don't like the
weird.
competing hot
Yeah.
and cold. I don't like that. No. But now that they have different Frosty fusions at Wendy's, oh, Clarence, I will fight you. They got Oreo brownie, caramel crunch, and Pop-Tart
That's my
strawberry.
one.
I'm
That's
going
my
Pop-Tart
one.
strawberry
That's
too.
my one right
I'm
there.
going Pop-Tart
That's my
strawberry
one.
too. Anyway, whatever flavor you're looking for, odds are they've got a Frosty for it. So clock in for a sweet treat anytime, including midnight or later, with Wendy's all-new Frosty flavors at participating U.S. Wendy's. Hours may vary by location. It's the DLLS Cowboys Podcast, and we would like to introduce the fourth member of the band. He's out at the OTAs. He always has his AirPods ready to go, never has connection issues or mute issues. It is the great and powerful Joe Hoyt.
Joe,
What's up, guys? I
Joe.
have 2 bones to pick.
Joe,
I have
why
2
you in
bones
the
to
car? Why you in the car,
man.
Joe?
2 bones to
Why
pick.
you not at the facility?
Hold on. Before I answer your question, let me have some bones to pick.
Get the
Jesse,
bones
I didn't
first.
appreciate that cut short joke because I am a short guy. So I didn't appreciate that.
Short
Just-
King,
just-
Short
Actually,
King.
I actually didn't know you heard me, but that's my
Short
bad.
King, stand
No,
up.
it's
My
all
bad.
good. I'm always
Are you
listening.
already
I'm always
standing up?
listening.
My bad. You got thick thighs though. You good?
I appreciate you. And Clarence, yesterday you gave Jeff a lot of ish about comparing flag football players to NFL athletes, and then you have the audacity to compare your ACL recovery to Savone Rebel's recovery. I'm just saying.
Yeah, Joe coming out
He's got
hot.
nothing. Clarence is
Joe's
stuck.
coming out
I've
hot.
never seen Clarence stuck. He's
He got
rebooting.
you. He got you.
He's rebooting.
Short King. Let's
What's up?
you got too much dip on your chip. Okay. I said mine, my daughter. Dr. Cooper did my daughters too. Okay. You know, Dr. Cooper does a lot of those
I
players.
see him next Thursday.
Yeah. So he did a lot. He did my daughters. I said Joey
didn't-
Galloway,
he didn't
Michael
do-
Irvins.
He didn't do a nobody over show. Don't put that on him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Again,
Get it
my
right.
point
Get
is
it
the
right.
confidence. My point is the confidence. You're not your confident best. I know when I got back at to start playing softball, it was a minute.
Okay.
It was a minute. But I could start turning singles into triples and stuff like that, you know, like I used to do back in the day.
Yeah, the Flash. Schulenberg Flash. All right, Joe. Now what? What
What you got, Joe?
What are we doing out here at the Star today?
So I was thinking about this, and Jeff, you've been kind of talking about how maybe the Cowboys are a boring team. And I was thinking, yeah, I think they might be because, one, I saw Pro Football Focus ranked the rosters across the NFL in
16.
terms of where, the talent level and everything. Yeah, or they were right down the middle. No, I think they were 15, but right down the middle. I think that's so mid. That's very boring. And I was thinking, like, what am I watching today at OTAs? One of the things I'm watching for is genuinely because I just have not really been following it, is who is the insurance plan right now specifically for Tyler Guyton at left tackle? Because we see Tyler Guyton starting with the ones at left tackle. I genuinely just have not clocked this yet, who has been behind him. in terms of starting. So I think that's one thing I'm watching today. Some of the other consistent things we've seen is Javonte Williams and Miles Sanders going to be the go-to guys in the backfield again. You know, obviously they started Tyler Booker right off the bat. Is Jaden Blue going to start cracking a little bit more reps there? And also I'm watching my guy Jay Toya. Is he going to get more reps with the ones?
Yeah.
More reps with the ones.
Let's go.
That's what I'm watching. But I think they might be a boring team. That's kind of my new hot take.
Joe, I do have a question. And maybe you haven't graduated to this yet.
Uh-oh.
How come Clarence gets to sit in the library and you have to sit in the car at the Star?
Oh.
To be honest, I had just pulled up and it's a little stormy, and I was like, do I run in, try to get in there?
Clarence gets there early to do the show.
Oh.
So he can sit in the library.
Yeah, because Clarence is up at 5 a.m. because he can't sleep, okay? So he's got nothing else to
early to do the show.
Shoot shots back at you, Joe.
He's in the car. Clarence in there early in the
Don't
library.
take that, Joe. Don't take that, Joe.
So I can have some background. So y'all can see some trophies behind me.
Yeah.
See some ambiance.
You don't like my background?
No, I'm like Short King.
What's up? What you got for me, Clarence?
I'll see you in a minute. I'll be out there at the show for practice.
Jeff, I want to know one of your other true or false questions because I would love to answer one.
Okay, hold on. Let me see which one I'm going to give you.
Don't make it short.
True or false, the Cowboys are done adding players who will be either starters or real-life contributors. We got $32 million to spend.
No, we don't. We'll talk about that.
Yeah. They don't have that much if they're planning to roll over, like Clarence has kind of noted. Did you say if they're done? True or false?
True or false, they're done.
I think we're true. I think guys that are going to be like significant starters. I say true.
I don't like it.
I want to know why you got that jacket on. It's going to be hot out there at practice. Please take it off. Don't sweat at practice.
It's 70 degrees and windy right now.
Yeah.
Okay, at practice.
Yeah.
I always bring the heat, so I got to stay jacketed up. You know what I mean? So
facts. It's always a question that you have to consider when you're going outdoors to do something. Do you go jacket on or jacket off? And you never know which one you're going to do until you get out there. Joe, thanks for your time.
Later, guys.
Are you guys ready for that true or false? The Cowboys are done adding players.
Can I add one thing since we're talking about OTAs?
Yeah.
Some information. Breaking news.
If you ruin one of my future segments by just throwing something out, I swear on everything.
Fine. Go ahead.
I swear on everything.
I'm sorry. I apologize. I just apologize like the Fonz. Y'all remember the Fonz? I just apologize.
The Cowboys are done adding players.
No. When is the question, but no.
I'll be one of those get through camp and see which semi-retired guy is around that fits into your depth chart.
Or who gets cut.
Yeah.
I say false. I do think that the Cowboys will make a few more moves. I think they'll make a move before camp, during camp, and after camp.
I think they'll make a lot of moves at the end of camp. I think they'll cut about 50 dudes, and then they'll bring some dudes in. Maybe. There's still enough stuff that I look at their roster and I'm like, for real? Y'all good with that? You good with that?
I think after OTAs and minicamp are done, you kind of have a peek into the soul of what your team is, right? Like peek. Now you don't have a realistic point of view of what it is, but you can kind of look around and go, he just don't fit.
Yeah, that's not going to work, is it, guys?
That's not going to work. We talked about Deron Bland. You talked to Deron Bland about the slot situation.
Right.
How do they feel about that? Should we get someone here who may be more slot experienced?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, there may be some things that they look at when they sit down after the OTAs and minicamp and go.
So why not Ramsey?
I don't know.
I'm fine. Okay Jesse and I are ready to bring in Ramsey.
Okay, then if Ramsey comes, then Bland's gonna be in the slot.
Okay.
Right?
I mean, it makes us better. It's fine.
If Ramsey comes, Bland's gonna be in the slot.
He's gonna be mad at us too. If we were Jerry, like if we got to bring in Ramsey, we're gonna get Bland mad at us. But I can deal with that. Like I'm here to win football games.
Or do you make Elam go in the slot?
No, Elam. They haven't even tried him in the slot. I think that's not his position. I mean, you would think that new guy, we know what Bland can do outside. He'd been a Pro Bowler. You would. That'd be something you would be
you
doing
can bring
now.
in Ramsey and take Elam off the field.
This is the time you experiment with Elam in the slot. They're not even experimenting with Elam in the slot right now.
I'd be upset, boy. I'd be hot. If I was Deron Bland, and that's another conversation for another day. But if that were to happen, and you put me in there when I'm supposed to try my best now to get a contract, I'd be upset.
I just think, to me, what the Cowboys should be doing is, and they are, because I know that Izzy is lining up. There's a bunch of guys that are lining up in the slot. You need to prioritize figuring out someone else to put there without having to move a guy that's been an all-pro on the outside.
Yeah.
And if you, like, just in a fantasy world where they added Jalen Ramsey should be taking Kyer Elam's spot.
I agree.
And Deron Bland is still out there. Now, we do run into a problem when Diggs is ready or Revel's ready, or you're just going to be like, yeah, you guys can play next year. Or when somebody gets hurt. Or, hey, Jalen Ramsey, you ready to start your I'm old transition? He's going to go to the slot and then some safety, and, like, we could figure this out. But, yeah, I'm not in a hurry to move Deron Bland, and I don't like that they're doing that either. I don't like it. They're pocket watching. That's what they're doing.
Are they pocket watch? They're trying to keep his money down?
They're trying to keep his money down. That's a Cowboy move.
To keep him.
That's a Cowboy move.
But you want to keep the team together, don't you?
I don't know.
You don't want to keep the team together?
I don't know if this team's good. I don't know.
I don't know if that keeps him either. I think you can make a person mad enough to where I'm like, I don't care what they talking about. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
They're going to have to match the highest offer because he's going to be a free agent.
Or franchise. He could be tagged. Although right now they got a lot of guys that would have to be tagged.
Right.
We got to do some work. Hey, sign Micah. How about that? Today be a good day for that, Jerry. That should be okay. That's the next true or false. Micah Parsons will get signed before the second week of training camp.
I think so. Yes, true.
Before? Yeah, just sign him today. Tomorrow.
No, will.
Will.
Not should. Will. Because what was CD, like the third week of training camp?
No.
Was he right?
CD missed all the camp.
He missed all of it.
Okay, so like the fourth week. What is it, 4 or 5 weeks?
After camp.
Okay, and you think Mike will get done way before that?
I think they're going to get Micah done before camp. I do.
Before camp.
Before they go to camp.
I feel like
I think we're going to be on vacation and they're going to do that.
Can I push and say week 2 of camp?
That would be after. That would be false.
You said after week 2.
Did I say after week 2? Yeah, week 2. Okay, so you think it'll happen in week 2?
I think it's going to happen in week 2. I think when you
we got to treat. Okay, yeah, we need to do this like they do when somebody's gonna have a baby and you try to pick the date. Everybody tries to pick the date.
Oh yeah,
we got to get a calendar and see who gets closest on the Parsons date.
Let's make it a whole office bet.
Because I think
GM Ben, get a calendar up.
Like I think it'll be the Tuesday of the second week or the Wednesday.
I like that. I like that.
I think whenever they're gonna. I mean, because again, it's just a matter of calling the agent. It's not about negotiating at this point, right? I think whenever they do it, they're going to make a show of it. They're going to make a splash. It may be the opening week of camp. It may be the camp opening day. I mean, it's going to be something to get attention.
But that's why I think it won't happen before camp because they enjoy the talk about it.
Okay, but it might be the week leading up to camp. It might be the week of camp. I don't think it's going to wait to week 2. Week 2 is too low on.
When does usually Jerry does? He does an opening media thing, and then he has another one where like a lot of the media comes.
Well, no, that's the media party, and that could be the third week of camp. That's when when all the riffraff is gone.
Yeah,
all the riffraff is gone.
I'm there every time I'm at camp. I'm out there
because you strategically come at a certain time.
Yeah, he riffraff you.
I love going to Nobu Malibu for free.
Riffraff you with
I love going for free.
I mean, there are some people that are embedded, and there's some people that's coming just for a couple of days, a couple of weeks. They're not there the whole time.
I'm embedded.
I'm talking about the embedded people. Who he does that for?
You've been to all those media parties, and you still ain't get the first question after David Moore left. Damn.
Guy asked me if I wanted it.
That's called hate.
Damn.
It's called hate.
You've been to all those Nobus.
I bet you who he walks up to
You've
first.
Been to all those
I bet when he
Nobus.
comes to the media part, who he walks up to first. It ain't Calvin Watkins.
You've been all those.
It ain't Calvin Watkins.
All those Nobus.
I bet it ain't Calvin Watkins who he walk up to first and say who you want some blue.
So much
only,
for that.
2 people drinking blue.
Because they probably don't drink it.
Jerry does hook him up. I don't even talk to Jerry while I'm there. I just get the free food and get out.
He will drink it, but he drinking that other stuff.
Coming up next on the DLLS Cowboys Podcast, one NFL analyst had a shocking word to describe the Cowboys offseason. Is he stupid? That's next on the DLLS Cowboys Podcast.
The NHL finals are happening. The NBA finals will happen a day from now. I am going to see The Lion King this month.
Nice.
And you know how I'm going to do it?
I don't know.
I'm getting my tickets from Game Time.
Oh.
I downloaded the app. And I, too, even though I work for the company, I can still use the promo code. So I'll be using DLLS, and I'll be getting $20 off my first purchase for these Lion King tickets. It's right here at the, I think it's at Fair Park. So I'm excited about going to see The Lion King. One of my favorite movies.
You never seen it?
I've seen it in New York.
Oh, you saw it live in New York?
Yeah,
oh,
I'm
that's
going to see it
awesome.
live here.
I saw
but
it in
I
New
ain't
York.
going to use the Game Time app. You should use the Game Time app for comedy shows, for plays, for movies, not for movies.
Games.
But for who?
Games.
For games.
For games,
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely. For
I use it
games.
for the stars.
Yeah, definitely for well,
Last
they're not-
minute, great time, great
No.
app.
Hey, Star still playing?
No, they're not.
Okay, I was just
So
checking.
you download the Game Time app, use the promo code, and $20 off your first purchase. This is the time to go out for games. What time is it?
Game time. Shout out to our friends at Empire Today. It is the best in the world when it comes to your flooring. Just like your favorite team needs a home court or field or ice advantage, your home needs a home floor advantage. Our friends at Empire Today can help you get just that. They got flooring experts, dedicated flooring professionals who focus on flooring every single day. They're the best of the best. They carry everything that you could want, but they only carry the good quality stuff. Like you might have somebody out there that's like, you can't beat our price because they're going to put boo-boo into your house. You don't need that. You need the good things at the price for you. Our friends at Empire Today have the perfect selection for you. They live and breathe flooring, and they'll be with you every step of the way. It's a whole different ballgame with our friends at Empire Today. Their flooring experts bring the entire showroom right to your home, basically. You pick the right flooring and the right colors for your space. You see how it looks in with your furniture in your house. Everything is super convenient. It's lovely. Schedule free and home estimate today because some things are just better at home. DLLS listeners get $350 discount when you use the promo code DLLS. EmpireToday.com/DLLS.
What's your favorite floor?
My favorite floor is the wood.
Okay.
I like a wood floor.
That's what Mo wanted. That's what Mo wanted. Wood.
Say wood. Yes. Wood. Jason's out front on this one. Jason's in the chat. He said, yes, Gronk is stupid. There. I answered for you, Jeff.
Damn.
There's a lesson in here. You know, Jesse and I were talking about something before the show. That I won't say what it was exactly. But, like, you don't have to have been the best player to do different things. Like, you could coach without, you don't have to have been the best player to know how to teach. You can still coach. And just because you were the best player doesn't mean you need to talk about the sport when you're not playing anymore. Because sometimes people just make words.
Mm-hmm.
But we've also unfortunately moved into that world where it makes sense and it gets viewership if you just talk crazy about different people. But Gronk apparently is on a podcast with Julian Edelman. Is it Edelman's? Is it Gronk's? I don't know. Don't care. Would
it's
never listen
Edelman's.
to it. What's that?
I think it's Elements.
Okay.
I've always said, in my vast experience, number one, the best players usually are not the best coaches because it came too easy for them. They can't understand the struggle of the lesser talented player. They generally don't make, like Bill Parcells and Bill Belichick, Nick Saban weren't great football players. They're the best coaches, you know? But the great talented players usually don't make the best coaches because even though Michael and them, they know everything, but they don't really relate to guys who don't have the talent that they have. But as far as the players, some of the best athletes, best players played the game. They can't talk the game.
But their name is big enough that people want to hire
They can
them.
play the game. They can't talk the game.
Yeah.
A lot of them played the game, but they don't know the business side of the game. They don't know the game. And so just because they played the game don't mean they know the game like that.
They had a caller on the little podcast, little tiny podcast, not big like our podcast, little tiny podcast they got over there. Asked whether the addition of George Pickens could help the Cowboys win the Super Bowl this year, because that's what you got to do. You got to say, are we going to win the Super Bowl? And Gronk said, caller must be a little drunk. Quote, I mean, there's so many other things that the Cowboys had to address, and they had one of the worst off seasons of all time. Of all time.
He might have thought about last year.
I was going to say,
I think he might be a year off.
I think the worst offseason of all time is when we don't do anything.
How about CTE?
Okay.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Let's go with
He's a
allegedly.
big
Let's go with allegedly, though.
meathead tight end.
Allegedly.
Meathead. He has a reputation of being a meathead.
I think he's more of like a
Meathead.
Nah, he's a meathead.
I mean, he is a meathead, but I also think, well, yeah, I guess that is the male version of like an airhead. Because I picture him as the incredibly ditzy college girl who's not actually unintelligent but faking it because
He
they think
leans
it's cute.
into being
but
a
he's
meat-
actually dumb.
As someone who's been his teammate before,
Yeah, he's dumb.
hell of a player, though.
Great player.
But he
Hell
leans
of a
and he
player.
leans into the meathead. theory.
That's what I'm saying. I think he
I
kind
think
of.
he leans into it too.
I think he kind of.
He can't
Like
help it.
you've met his
Me,
brothers.
Gronk.
Like you've met the brothers. I played with Chris.
Yeah.
Like
All of them like that.
they like that.
Yeah.
You think
Chris-
they cook their food, or
Chris
you
got
think
a
they
good
just
business.
eat
One of them got a
animals?
good business that's blowing up, right? They got the
Oh, they got the cups. We were doing their cups.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
the shakers.
Yeah, the shaker cups.
Yeah,
I got a good.
yeah.
Anyway, meathead. Because And I say CTE because clearly the years have lost him. He's talking about last year, not this year. There's no way he can
Gotta be, right?
There's no way you can look at what the Cowboys did this year and say it's the worst ever.
Let's just not throw CTE out there like it's, like it's
CTE,
like it's
people
like that.
people misremember stuff because they got
but
hit in the head too much.
I know, but let's just not.
We do it with boxers all the time.
We don't. Not on this show. We don't talk about boxers on this show.
I'm just saying, in general, we
I did interview
understand
a couple of boxers. Like,
we
punch
we
drunk.
do it when people are older. We have no problem saying, "See, you forget stuff because you're old."
Well, you prove it, though.
Why can't we? Why we do ageism? You okay with ageism?
You ain't beat the allegations.
Yeah, I
yet.
have. You okay with
You ain't beat the
ageism? But
allegations
we can't call out football isms.
ain't beat
Let's
the
call out all the
allegations.
isms.
You ain't beat the
The
allegations.
CT
yet.
isms, the football isms. It's all in the same bag.
Okay.
Are you guys comfortable saying that the Cowboys have had a good offseason? Because like what he said is just dumb. What he said is dumb.
Good. Yes. They had a good draft. They had a really good draft. And then the addition of George Pickens, you brought in an impact player. You brought in a player that's supposed to be impactful for you, who has a history of impactfulness in the game of football, not yesteryears, relatively
Every year.
and it's recent. So I would say yes, the Cowboys had a good offseason. Not a great offseason, I don't think the Cowboys had a Super Bowl winning offseason. Now, if you're going to make some more trades or whatever have you throughout this time period, they had a good offseason. Yes, they had a good offseason.
I think what Scarecrow said is what I think. Like Gronk's like the Paris Hilton of football. Like she might be kind of ditzy. She might be totally ditzy. But sometimes it's so much that I'm like, you're leaning in, aren't you?
Yeah, but
like Gronk, you're leaning. Like I feel like Gronk sometimes on a broadcast wants to say like Gronk eats rock. Like he's leaning.
Before.
But he does eat rock.
Yeah, and I could see him doing that. So their offseason to me is, I agree with you. Like I think they had the good draft. I love that they had Pickens just because whether it plays out great or not, marbles.
Yeah.
Pedro Serrano said you got to have
yes.
marbles. And I appreciate that they had the marbles to do it because before that, I didn't think they were going to end up having a great offseason. I think we were going to do the thing where we said, oh, look, they signed a bunch of budget guys, but at least probably better than they did a year ago. They traded for a bunch of guys that are, we hope, and this could be that none of these guys work out. Like, I don't know. Is Kenneth Murray going to play good football for the Cowboys? I don't know. Kyer Elam? I don't know. I think there's a chance that is miss. But Pickens changed it because I thought, good draft. You want to scatter out you're taking shots at guys you liked a few years ago? Okay, but what else? And as soon as the answer became, and that dude, yeah, they had a good offseason.
Yeah, and especially when you put it in context. And you have to put things in context because nothing is in a vacuum compared to what they've done in the past.
Yeah.
It was a very good offseason. Now, compared to the league, it was a good offseason.
Okay.
But compared to how they moved in the past,
A+.
it was a very good offseason.
Yeah, when you
what they've
compare to
done.
minus.
They've added players. They did some things. They had a pulse. And obviously, wouldn't that say it was complete? They still have some holes to fill. But it was a very good offseason compared to what they've done in the past.
Let's hit the Super Chats real quick. I know we got at least one, maybe two that we haven't hit. And, Freak Jesus is up in there. Pop. I thought that was a sweat ring on your shirt. Now I see you just salty. I don't know what that means.
Ain't no sweat ring on my shirt, Carrie. Stop it.
Maybe the little,
ain't nobody sweating.
The little gray on the inside, maybe. Made him think that. Yeah, on the inside of the car, it's a little gray. No, it's not a sweat ring.
No,
it's
it's
just
not
the
a
color of the
sweat ring.
shirt.
It's just
Yeah,
color
but
of
he
the
might have
shirt.
thought that was a sweat
Oh, I
ring.
thought that was a
Might
sweat
have.
ring.
He might have. I don't know. I don't speak for
This
them.
is an Izod, right?
No, but you have a great ring around
What
it.
was that sound?
It's an Izod, okay?
Okay.
He's a hack like a cat, didn't he?
What was the sound?
Izod, okay?
The lunatic.
Lacoste, okay?
No, it's
Okay.
not the same anymore. They're separate.
Are they separate now?
They're
Well, they were the same company
Back in the day, yes, they did, but they separate.
That's good to see that you're not dogging under there. The
Yeah,
lunatic
it
is
is
in
good.
the super chat. White cotton running the D line means heavy rotation? ?
Yes.
Why does white cotton sound like? I don't know what it is about. I
agree.
don't. Yeah. Okay. All right.
You
Like
talking
I
about-
had to remember that's the last name of the D line coach or whatever
you think-
before I read
you-
it. I was like, I'm not reading
You think
that.
white folks are picking cotton? What you doing? What you doing, Justin?
It's just
Just.
the words to. It
That's
was,
his name.
I know.
Yes, it is.
His mama named that name. I'm
From the
good.
South, man. They used to name people after your professions and different things back in the olden days, okay?
Yes.
Only one of us up here would know that.
And look, heavy rotation, yeah, if you have good players. Like, I don't care who the coach is. I bet you Micah Parsons isn't playing the same number of snaps as whoever comes in after him.
And he shouldn't be dropping the coverage.
Can we address this for a second? Because
depends.
Floyd, and go down a little bit.
Down or up?
Yeah, up.
Yep.
Kenneth Murray is not good. Can we? And you guys have said that. What's not good? I mean, come on. We cannot say he's just an awful football player. He might not be a difference maker, but he started from every team he's on, okay? The people that are not good are people that can't get in the lineup, okay? So to me, that's relative.
Yeah, but you talk about this a lot. A first-round pick is going to play. And then if you play and it turns out as your career goes on, you're on a really bad football team, and there's just not another guy. Like, he's been on bad football teams. And I think the biggest thing about Kenneth Murray is, like, Kenneth Murray can run, Kenneth Murray can hit. That's Kenneth Murray. It's kind of the end of the scouting report, I think. Like, in college, I loved him, and I thought that he would be a good NFL player. He's a get-lost guy.
But I don't think the Chargers were a bad football team when he was on. They made the playoffs one year. Quarterback threw a bunch of interceptions, then play. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There was a lot of reasons why they didn't succeed beyond Kenneth Murray.
If you want to have hope for him, I want Kenneth Murray to be a good player. But I think you've seen now, what are we, 4 years in? You've seen 4 years of a guy that went as soon as
he came in 2020 with CD.
If whatever happens after the snap of the ball is not a real clean look for Kenneth Murray, you're going to be like, how come the linebacker was in the wrong hole with the defensive tackle again?
But I said, we said about a lot of linebackers. He said a lot
We're
about
talking about this linebacker.
I'm talking about this one, yeah.
But I'm saying, so what's
That's
bad?
why people think he's bad. Is
So I
because
don't think he's bad.
He's
just not a Pro Bowl level type player, but is he bad?
So what's the middle?
He has a tendency of being lost.
What's the middle ground for it then? He's not great. He's not bad. So he's an average player.
Yeah. But, it's like how people treat the Cowboys, and I see this all the time. The Cowboys are AZZ.
Does
Dak is AZZ. And we get so much with these statements, definitive statements about the team and about the player because they're not great. Cowboys are bad. They've been bad. They were 12-5, 12-5, 12-5. They were 7-10, but they were 12-5. They're not bad.
Yeah.
They're just not Super Bowl.
No, I think
he's not bad.
He's
just not great.
So he's an
and he has
average
issues.
NFL
And most of these
linebacker.
guys have weaknesses. Yes, he has weaknesses. But to say that he's bad I think it's just too. You got too much dip on our chip when say he's a bad football player.
To that point, I think this is what happens. I think now that someone has attempted and probably does an okay job at pretending to put a number grade on every NFL player, people can look it up and they go, oh, Kenneth Murray sucks. And I don't think that's a good way to do things.
Yeah, because everybody don't agree with PFL.
Correct. But I think that is what happens for a lot of people is they see a number grade and they go, look, low number grade, he sucks at football. When there's plenty of times where I don't agree with their grading. But what leads to people thinking that, or whoever thought that wrote that down, and then the general public just goes, he sucks, is a history of if it is not a clean operation for Kenneth Murray, things get bad for Kenneth Murray.
Yeah.
And for a team that's looking to have a good run defense, you're hoping that he can be a part of that because he is a physical guy.
Right.
That's a good athlete. Like, there are parts of him that you're like, that could absolutely help us in run defense. Not if you're a get-lost guy who also has defensive tackles in front that aren't going to hold up great. Like, it could be a bad combination.
I think that's key.
He likes, there's talk, and Ratio is right. A lot of people think Eberflus is a good linebackers coach, and linebackers thrive on him. You look at the guys, linebackers he had in
Chicago.
Indy.
Oh, Indy.
Yeah. Indy, and they thrive on his system. I remember when he was here before, and that's his forte. And I'm just talking to him last week. He's excited to play for Eberflus in his system. He said, look at the linebackers he's had, how they've thrived. And again, they gave him the green dot. I mean, I don't know if he's going to keep it, but right now they identified him as the guy they want the green dot, not Sanborn, who was familiar with the scheme. And so, I mean, we're going to give Eberflus some benefit of the doubt that he knows what he's doing, know what he's looking at?
Yes, we can. Absolutely we can. My only pushback on it is the people in front of him.
Right.
The people, if he's not great and he's not bad, then he's average, which means I need superior in front of me.
Some help.
I need some help for me to take whatever average I have, all both float.
Yeah. So it frustrates me when we think the Cowboys don't know what they're looking at. We know better than what they see. You know, they're not trying to put bad football players on this football team. They could have signed other guys. They could have traded for other guys. They chose this guy knowing, seeing the tape, more tape than we've seen.
I think it's just
they've seen the guy too.
It's the reaction of the world knew that at the time, was he with Tennessee last, Murray?
He was Tennessee last year.
The world knew, the league knew. Boy, if you will take Kenneth Murray off our hands and give us something, please, 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 please. One team called. Most people weren't interested in paying what he's making for the play that he has. But I think the Cowboys are more reliant than most on what we thought when we scouted him. And they are good at scouting. And so sometimes that'll work. But I think that's the thing, is you're just doubting, like, you guys are very, very much relying on what you thought 3 years ago, as opposed to the rest of the league looking at the last three and being like, oh, we don't want to pay him. Like, if you cut him, we might sign him. But I ain't giving him $7 million. Yeah. And so, yeah, you're going to catch some flack for that, and hopefully the Cowboys are right, and Jerry gets to go up and do the D-Generation X. Yeah! Kind of,
The last time I traded for a defensive player.
Kyer Elam.
That was the same. I think it was the same day. Before that.
Stefan Gilmore was a trade.
Gilmore.
Yeah.
They traded for Gilmore.
Yeah, but Gilmore was a damn near Hall of Famer. Like, there was no doubt that dude could play.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, they identified Gilmore. Other teams could have got him. They went and got him.
Yeah.
You know, and he worked out pretty well for the Cowboys. I'm just,
Boy, he's trying to narrow it down. They traded for Trey Lance, too, and Jonathan Mingo, too.
Defensive
I know. I saw you try to narrow it down. You tried to cheat. You tried to cheat because you couldn't say they trade well. You said when they trade for defense.
Yeah, he thought that one through.
Narrow it down.
He thought that one through.
See?
Coming up next on the DLLS Cowboys podcast, we actually do have a single scoop for you. One scoop from Clarence Hill about the odds that the Cowboys will add and how much money do they have to do it. It's not the number you think, and that is next on the DLLS Cowboys podcast.
2 scoops.
Oh, you got 2 scoops? Well, I was thinking I said 1 scoop because it's just one beat writer here, but 2 scoops from one cone? 1 Clarence cone, 2. Hey, who's going to win the NBA Finals? So check this out, the ball knower bonus. Here's how this works. Want you to sign up to be a diehard.
Facts.
And when you sign up to be a diehard, well, this isn't the ball knower bonus. It isn't even about the diehard. This is you go buy some merch.
Right.
But we do want you to sign up to be a diehard. If you go on our website, alldlls.com, you go to the merch store, you go get you some sweet stuff to support your local teams. You can say on there who you think is going to win game 1 of the finals. If that team wins, you will get a gift card for the amount you spent. So you go buy 2.5, you go get you 2 3/4 t-shirts. Well, I think they're like $36, so 3 would go over. I'm trying to get to 100.
I got you. Okay,
right,
okay,
right. So
okay.
no, wait, 3 get you 30, 69. No, that would take us over. You buy 2 3/4 t-shirts, get you to like $100.
But you don't have to buy a t-shirt. You can buy a mug.
Yeah, you can mix them. You can buy whatever you want.
Yeah.
You buy $100 worth of merch, and you say, I think the Thunder are going to win the first game. If you're right, gift card for the same amount that you spent.
Yep.
Pretty sweet deal. Pretty sweet deal. That's the ball knower bonus. And we're going to do that for every game of the finals.
Can we get on that?
Go get you some.
We'll get you 1 or 2.
Get you some.
'Cause I'm going to buy a shirt.
I know you
I'm
are.
picking OKC
Okay.
to win their first game at home.
So they're in the finals?
Yes.
Who's
Picking
in the
OKC.
Stanley Cup?
Oh, the Edmonton Oilers and Florida Panthers.
I knew he'd know.
Go!
Clarence asked
What's
Jesse
their-
before
what's
the
their
show
best
started.
player?
Who's
Who?
going to win the thing? You do that one too.
What team?
That one too.
Edmonton Boilers, who their best player?
They got 2 actually. They got like the Michael Jordan.
Is it the McDavid guy? Or
Sure.
did we play him? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know either
Bobrovsky.
one. Bobrovsky. He's on one of them
Bobrovsky's out
teams.
there.
He's on one of those teams.
Bobrovsky's out there, bro. Bobrovsky's out there, baby.
You know, black folks
Hey.
know hockey, baby. Black folks know hockey.
I'm excited for your excitement with the volume of the 5-hour energy right now.
That was out of the city. Black folks know hockey.
Oh, I didn't even look at the clock. Hey, welcome back to the DLLS Cowboys podcast. If today's show's on TV, sorry that the return from break is
No problem up in here, man.
Black folks know hockey, baby.
Let's go, Bobrovsky, baby.
Your voice down. Somebody's trying to prepare for a damn show out
But you're not on the show. We're on the show.
We're on the show.
I said I'm prepared for a show.
Hey, man.
we don't get to.
Black folks know hockey, baby.
I can't agree with Kevin Gray right now. Have a great day. Don't worry about our volume level while we are doing a show.
Exactly.
Affecting your ability to not do a show. I've had about enough. 2 scoops with Clarence Hill. Scoop.
First of all, the
Black
biggest
folks
story of
know
the
how-
offseason, the biggest story that's been on the offseason, Micah Parsons, he wasn't at OTAs last week.
Yeah.
He's not at OTAs today.
Well, not yet.
What
That's
time
what
to
I
start?
heard. He could show up
Time to
later.
start?
He was talking about 6, 7, 8. Like, well,
Yeah.
you tell me what
No, I
time
just wanted you to say it so I can be like,
He
oh.
might scoot in for the end, you know? I don't know. Let's just say he's not there yet. He could be coming. He's not there.
He was in Spain. Schottenheimer said, I saw him at the airport, and, he's in Spain last week. So all the talk about Micah needs to be a leader, needs to show up and do. Well, he showed up a little bit. And now he's doing his thing.
And now he's doing the you haven't paid me yet.
You think Shotty texts Eberflus on his way out to the airport like, yeah, I just saw Mike in the airport. Brother, he won't be there. So whatever plan you might have had for him being there, Eves, he won't be there this week, brother.
I want to learn the defense. He learned the defense at the first week of the
entire
off-season program.
The entire defense.
He'll probably show up for minicamp because you get. Well, I don't think he gets fined because he's on his rookie deal, but he might show up for minicamp,
Okay.
and we'll see. But
Hey,
Micah,
I'm with you, my boy. They don't want to pay you. Don't show up to this.
Micah,
Don't show up to this.
stop being so greedy.
see,
Sign for whatever they want to give you and be grateful you have a job.
I knew it. He would shut up and dribble, huh? What's the next?
I'm a Captain
What's the
Thunder.
next? What's the next?
I support you, Micah. Stay away till they pay you. Hey, Jerry, pay him today. Pay him yesterday. You silly goose. 2 scoops.
and the second scoop is there's everybody watches Sport Track and all these
Overthecap.com.
overthecap.com and the Cowboys theoretically have like 32 million
$32,108,682 to spend.
in cap
52
space.
cents.
And so,
No
the Cowboys got a lot of cap room where they can spend that. Well, yes and no. On paper, they have a lot of cap room, but the Cowboys like to keep some fudge money.
What?
Fudge
Money.
Okay.
Michael Irvin used
For
to call
snacks.
it
Blow.
a female dog account.
Tricky.
Okay.
We
Some
call it
tricking
tricky.
money.
Tricky
Tricking
yeah,
money.
okay.
That's some tricking money. You got to
Yeah,
keep a tricking money over on the side.
Yep.
You got to have some tricking money. That's what Michael Irvin used to call it. Not me. You call it.
Yeah, that's
You
fine.
know.
Yeah, you don't have to keep drawing attention. Just keep cruise right by
Yeah,
that.
So
keep
they
going.
want to have some fudge money to, they got to sign the rookies. They got to, or they already signed the rookies. But,
If you end up in a tailspin
they
and
want
you realize you
OTA,
need to
whatever.
trade for
They just
Amari
want to have
Cooper.
some fudge money for some different things. And so they really got more like 10 to 12 million to play with, 10 or 11 million to play with if they want to add somebody. That's the number they're working with
Where's the other 20 going?
for their fudge account.
For they carrying over.
Carrying over or being able to sign some guys or do whatever.
They love carrying over. Like this year, they were able to carry. I don't remember the exact amount, but they like to be able to carry over for when they have like void years, dead money, etc. To just already be ready to eat it and not take away from next year's money.
Now there's a percentage of the salary cap that you must spend.
Must spend over, I think, a 3-year period.
Yeah, well,
There is
3
a
year
floor.
period. They spend their money.
They
I just
spend
wanted
it.
to lob it up.
They
Because
spend it. I don't know. They don't
They
spend.
just spend on 1 or 2 guys.
They don't spend as much cash as most people.
Yeah,
They
but they
spend
spend-
what they're required to on their roster for sure. But no, that makes that's things they like to do. So, but I think that was. He told me that this morning. I'm like, Clarence, that's a damn good scoop because now it affects what I say that I think they could or might do or what I want them to do. When you realize, okay, if they want to keep 20, 21, whatever, that's their number. Stop thinking about players that are certain dollar amounts because they don't have 25 or 30 to spend.
Right.
They have 11.
Because they're not making that call.
Right. So they have 11.
Right.
You can't have Jalen Ramsey anymore
Right.
because they don't view that as in the budget. And like it makes sense to have at least some money because I think what if you think that you have a good team, but you're missing something?
Right, when you
Like
get
when they're missing
mid-season-
Amari Cooper.
Right.
Yeah,
You're
in
able to
mid-season,
take
you want
that
to be able
on.
to. And so the other shoe, I learned so much football, so many sayings from Bill Parcells. Raising kids, football, satellite player. He just had different sayings. But there's 2 sides of that pancake. As he said.
What?
There's 2 sides of that pancake.
There's 2 sides to a pancake. They're similar.
It's the other side of that
I
pancake.
ain't gonna lie. I think I want pancakes for lunch.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Thank you. Thank you, Bill Parcells.
2 sides of that pancake. You know what? You know how they could gain more money to do what you want them to do?
Sign Micah Parsons.
Sign Micah Parsons. You sign Micah Parsons, you clear more cap room. That's the dirty little secret.
Yeah.
Micah costs this, Micah costs that. Well, pay Micah, make him the highest paid football, and it saves you money on the cap. Novel idea.
Yep. Because right now Micah counts $24 million, and if you do a big old extension, the way they do it is they make the first year salary really low. They spread out the signing bonus, blah, 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 blah. His number would come down. You'd have more money to spend. So, yeah, go ahead. Sign Micah Parsons. Do that. Vance is in the super chat. Chill rooting for Florida in the Stanley Cup due to Popeye's son. Also, shout out. Oh, yeah, Popeye Jones' kid is in the NHL, isn't he?
Yeah, Popeye Jones' kid. Yes,
I remember
sir.
when he was it high school or college? Like, he was one of the best prospects in the world, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
Popeye Jones, black folks know hockey.
But you know what?
Come on now.
Can I do a
You
side?
softball brothers.
Popeye Jones is when I talk to NBA players about how they can pull being ugly.
His ears went like
Popeye was not a handsome guy.
full Dumbo. And there's
But
nothing
that
wrong with
NBA money gets you in a room that you would not get if you had the NBA money because he was not a handsome. He's not a handsome guy.
Ask Sam Cassell, Terrell Suggs.
Oh yeah,
Jesse Holly.
Yeah.
You know they could get.
I'm not even.
I can tell Mike Irvin.
That one didn't hit home.
That didn't.
I said, Mike Irvin, I could pull without a tennis shoe contract. You got a tennis shoe contract. You get it. I just mouthpiece.
We'll never see you.
Mouthpiece.
Never
Yeah,
see
mine
you with
is
Never see
mostly
you with
I
him.
don't need no tennis shoe contract.
6'3".
But anyway, Popeye Jones, shout out to Popeye Jones. But yes, he was not a handsome guy, got a beautiful wife.
He also
tennis shoe
says,
contract.
shout out Grant Fuhrer,
Yeah, all the
Jerome
brothers.
Iginla,
All the
Anson
brothers.
Carter, and
Yeah.
PK Subban. Hashtag do that hockey.
Yes.
Okay.
Cowboys for life. Fan talk is in the super chat. Do head coaches sign an NDA with their contract where they can't talk about what really goes on with the Jones and how much power the head coach have in getting players and running certain plays, etc.?
You know, we're going to get Greg Ellis in here. And I'm going to get him either on a separate thing or on the show, depending on what y'all want. But I go to church with Greg Ellis, and, you know, we talk every Sunday.
Go Heels.
And so he's willing to come in and talk about his experience, 1 year experience. You know, and Greg Ellis ain't going to rock the boat, so to speak. You know,
No,
Greg.
that's a good Christian man.
But he's an honest guy.
Yes.
And he will be honest about his situation and what went on.
Well,
And I don't think coaches, to answer that question, I don't think coaches sign NDAs. It's one of those things where
You want another job?
you want another job.
Right.
You don't want to get blackballed?
If you talked about this owner, other owners are going to say, we probably words of a flap and flock together.
Yeah.
So if you talked about him, ain't no way I'm letting you in my building.
Yeah.
So you talk about me.
Yeah.
So it no NDAs, but you probably won't get another job in this profession if you do.
Yeah, it just takes a certain personality of a coach. And I feel like most head coaches would like to continue working.
One of them Ryan brothers say what they want, but again, they
Brian Flores,
they grandfathered in.
he kind of
Yep. How'd that work out?
he got on the job.
Well, yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Not a head job.
Not a
though.
head
They-
job,
they-
though.
they-
Not
they
a
don't
head
get
job.
no
No,
head
no,
Get
job.
hired,
no,
but
yeah.
that's a coach decided to hire him.
You know, he ain't on my head job.
They get no head job now.
He didn't go into the big room and get
No,
hired. He
no,
went
no,
into
no,
the
no.
room next door and got hired.
Yeah,
He said,
so-
I need somebody to
But
get me in here.
yeah, so you know, some people can say what they want, but yeah, during the coach is not trying to burn bridges and do what else because it's an incestuous profession. Everybody knows everybody. Everybody got a relationship with everybody. We know what that is, and so you know, you're not going to run down this organization as coach because somebody the next organization going to look at that or it's going to impact your ability to go somewhere else.
How are they that smart to do that but still allow no trade clauses? The answer to that is that the front office of this team is really bad at negotiating contracts and gives away all the leverage by waiting entirely too long, especially if it's with a quarterback who you're right up against free agency twice. And the answer is, if you don't put that in my contract, I won't sign that contract and I'll enjoy free agency. What do you think about that? And then Jerry goes, oh, man, here, have everything you want. And then the next guy comes up, he acts tough again until he gets punked again.
What are we talking about? You talking about carrying over money? What is he
Oh,
talking
I
about?
thought he was talking about no trade clauses. He said no trade clauses.
How are they
and
smart to do that? But still, how smart to do what?
Well, no, and there are no NDAs, at least that I'm aware of. I think it would be fun. I don't want NDAs. I'm not going to say who they are. There are no less than 3 people that have been around the Cowboys that if they wrote a book,
Thank you,
the
Barry.
amount I would pay. 2 of them are no longer with the organization, but I need Clarence's book also.
Thank you, Barrington. Thank you. I appreciate that.
What'd he say?
Best Cowboy show out there.
Oh, I thought you said he also said pop laugh. Sounds like he got a collapsed lung.
We got a comment highlighted, sir. It's right there in the middle.
I'm sorry.
He conveniently skipped over that one.
Remember, you have no idea what anybody's going through.
Also, conveniently skipped over King Pablo.
So be cool to everybody. We love you. Be easy.
I see you, King Pablo. I see you, King Pablo.
We all silly like the mayor.